What's going on, y'all? It's OPTCG here, back again with another Market Watch Monday. That's right, we are going to be taking a look today at cards I think you should be getting rid of. There is the reprint set coming out in November, which is quite a whiles away, but I think these are all cards that will be getting reprints and have some sort of value, whether it's a couple dollars, many dollars, tens of dollars, that kind of thing. And I think that if you're not playing these cards right now, you should be moving them, because I do believe they will be getting reprints either in the Rewave structure decks that we're getting for multiple leaders, or in the new One Piece The Best set. So with that in mind, before we kick this off, I want to shout out today's sponsor, and that's going to be Dueling Guard. If you haven't seen it already, their new One Piece collection is live. Absolutely amazing stuff. New embroidered boxes, reprints of their older boxes. Absolutely crazy. If you haven't picked anything up from this yet, make sure to go check it out in the link in the description below and use code GUMGUMTCG to get yourself a discount at checkout. Huh? You still aren't using Dueling Guard? Then you aren't using the best TCG accessories on the market. Dueling Guard makes the highest quality TCG deck boxes with the most stunning artwork I've ever seen. Their modular design allows for easy access to your decks and dice. They don't just make deck boxes, they also make the highest quality binders with side-loading pages to keep your expensive cards safe and protected. They also make high-quality playmats and now even sleeves. I personally use their sleeves on all of my cards and cannot go back to another sleeve after I've been using theirs. They are grippy and slick when you need them to be, and I have no doubts that my cards are protected in them. Gear up with Dueling Guard to protect your cards in style. Don't forget to use code GUMGUMTCG to get a discount at checkout. Alright, y'all, so first things first is we're going to start from Romance Dawn and work ourselves all the way to Awakening of the New Era. I think that's where they will cut off most of the reprints. I don't believe they're going to reprint stuff from OP06 or anything from the year 2024 in there. I could be wrong, but I have a sneaking suspicion that they just won't. And one of the cards that I think is really good that they are going to reprint in there is this Yamato from Romance Dawn. Now, we will not be talking about alt prices today, because I'm talking about supers and base secrets only. I think that most of the cards are getting new artwork in the One Piece The Best set, so you're going to have nicer looking cards than your original supers if you were supers and secrets, if you were to get rid of them and then get the new copies. And I think alts are a little bit different when it comes to price. You know, like the price will go down on them just a little bit for sure. But if you like the way your alt looks, you should keep it in case it looks better than the reprint one. So if you have these supers and secrets, I do think you should get rid of them now. And the first one is this Yamato from Romance Dawn. We can go ahead and look at a 1 year graph of this card. Looking back in June 23, we had like a $15, you know, it wasn't too big. It started to spike up to 50 bucks. This card was all the way at $60 back in January. I should have moved mine then, but you could still walk away with about $30 a copy right now if you are able to find a buyer, so or trader. You know, this is not financial advice, but I do think that these are cards you should get rid of. This one being a secret rare that people have been trying to fit into green decks for forever, and just because it's OP01, it kind of is hard to come by nowadays. Next, we have Eustace Captain Kidd, and if you played green at all, you probably have a playset of these and know how much they are worth now. They're about $40, closing in on $40 right now. If we look at the lowest verified, it is $36 a copy. And that's kind of crazy for a super. You know, this card is really good, but it's not in any of the like best decks in the room. You know, it's not in any of the tier 1 decks. I do think that it has a lot of playability in Bonnie in 07. So if you are wanting to play Bonnie, maybe don't get rid of these. But like I said, these are all cards that I think if they're just sitting in your binder collecting dust, put them in your trade binder, go to locals, trade them away, get some cards that you do want, or get some cash for them. This card being $36 is insane. These were dollars a year ago. Like, it's actually crazy how much the price has increased on these. And I recently got rid of my alt arts of these because they were just sitting in my binder. Didn't really want to use them. I'm just going to grab the reprints when those come out. And another one I think that you should be moving right now is Law. This card hasn't seen much play since Red-Green Law kind of died. And we know for a fact this is confirmed a reprint in there. We saw it in a magazine reveal not too long ago. And this card has always had a good price on its head, but more recently than not, it's gone down. Your lowest verified is $6.85, about $7 a copy. So definitely want to get rid of those now. Same with Mihawk. Now, we know that this is also a confirmed reprint in there, which is why I believe we see such a big tank here, such a big dip, even though Dofi is going to be a decent deck in 07, and with the new support it's getting from these structure decks, I believe that Dofi has a solid chance in the meta. But this card is confirmed for a reprint, so the price is just, tanked. And yeah, I'd say get your value out of them now if you're not using them. $5 a piece. You could definitely trade those for something else. Shanks. This card has also been tried to been slotted into multiple decks for a while, and he's always had like a $10 price tag or more. And I do think it's a good card. I think it will get a reprint. Another one is Boa Hancock. I believe this will probably get a reprint in the structure deck, if I imagine. And if not the structure deck, then definitely the set. We looked at this card a couple weeks ago. This is one of the wildest graphs. It's up and down and up and down and up and down. Never really passed over $10, though, in the past year. But $4.30 a piece. People are trying to pick these up for Dofi now, so you should be able to trade them off pretty easy. Borsalino, one of the best cards for a while. I mean, had a $50 price tag on its head for a super rare. If you move those back then, you are eating now, because your lowest verified is going to be $28. And if you're not using these, get rid of them, man. Borso isn't seeing a lot of play right now. It does see a little bit more play once Socket is gone, but Law has no time eating these off the board. And you get a little bit more value out of a card like Sabo. But yeah, I mean, 28 a copy. If you have these lying around, you're not planning on playing black for a while, move them. This card is definitely slated for a reprint with how much use it saw. 10 cost Kuzan from Paramount War. I definitely believe this will get a reprint. Just being old secret rare that has some kind of playability, especially with the new Smoker starter deck coming out. Your lowest verified is also about $28, so you're looking at about the same price as this on your Borsalinos. I definitely think you should get rid of this card. It's not seeing a lot of major play right now. I do know some black yellow Luffy lists play it in 07, but very sparsely. You know, it's kind of, you play it or you don't, and I don't know. I definitely would be moving these. Next, we got Edward Newgate. Great card. Always seen some kind of price tag, except for the banning when these were $2. If you picked up a bunch of these and then they got unbanned, you are... you should just go play the stock market instead, because you saw the dip and took it. But these are about 15 a piece right now. Yeah, 15 a piece. If you have these, you're not using them, move those things, man. Definitely going to see a reprint. I think if it's anything that could go into the new starter deck, revamped starter decks, I think it's definitely going to get a reprint either in that deck or in the best set, so that a new player could come grab their Whitebeard deck, go grab a couple packs of the One Piece the Best, rip them open, and have a new couple cards to put into it. Ace, another one. If you're not planning on playing Whitebeard, Ace, Marco, anything, Law even, anything that would maybe use this card, move it now, dude. 13 bucks. This card's been on a high for a little while now. Highest it's been for a while. $13, lowest verified. Yeah, I'd take that all day. Next, we got Kuzan 4 cost. Now, this has seen a plummet as well, just a drop-off in playability. Though it is a very strong and reliable card, it will see play in that Smoker deck. I definitely think this will get a reprint. I think all the Navy cards are going to get reprinted. And this is one that has some value still on his head. So, you're looking at 13. Dang, for a mod play? Bro. Watch out for this stuff, man. Mod play for the same price as near mint, off by like 15 cents. That's insane. Watch out for this kind of stuff, guys. Definitely keep your eyes open when you're shopping on TCG Player, because you might get screwed over like that. Nami, another great card. Definitely needed for the Uta deck. And if they don't put this in the Uta deck for the second time, I'm kind of gonna be mad. But these are 12 bucks a piece as well. And definitely a great playable card. But if you're not playing Uta and you're not playing anything else with film in it, why are you still holding these cards? Charlotte Katakuri. This card is on a big dip right now. $46. Oh, okay, that's just from one guy. I thought that was all over the place. Still, 60 bucks, like, that's a pretty big dip from what we've seen Cat at more recently this year. Like, we're talking like $80 up until more recently. And last year, I mean, right after release, these were about 30 bucks, and I picked them up. Then I traded my way up to some alts, and now I have those. I don't really want to get rid of them, but I'd say if you're not playing this, you don't plan on playing a Nell next set, or maybe even Cat, I'd probably move these because I do foresee them getting a reprint. It's just one of those cards, man, that needs it bad. Red Marco. Yeah, I mean, this card's $9. Like, why are you holding these if you're not playing them? $10, about $9.50 for your lowest verified on a card that might just be sitting in your binder. Go trade them for cards that you want to play. Play this rest of this weird EB01 meta with a fun deck that you've always wanted to try by trading in some of these cards at your locals, or trading them to some of your friends for some other cards that you maybe don't have. Charlotte Cracker, I mean, $5-6. This card doesn't see a lot of play right now, and still has some money on his head. Same with Soja King, $5. This card hasn't ever been super expensive, like 15 bucks at the max, and I think it's a decent card. I just think it could be better. Just that stat line just isn't the greatest. It does get a bounce and a trash, draw 2 and trash 2, so I think that's pretty decent. But yeah, I just don't see a lot of decks running this right now, and if you're not running it, it's better off getting some value out of it. Charlotte Linlin, $5. These are pretty cheap right now too. I mean, not that Tin Mom has always been a crazy expensive card or anything. Like, we saw a spike. Oh, that was like right when it released, was 13 bucks. And then, I mean, back in March, I think this was the pudding hype. I think this was when pudding was announced, or revealed. This spiked up and now is back down. I mean, it's a couple dollars, and I know I'm talking about dollar cards right now, but like, they add up. You know, if we're talking about a playset of this, we're talking about $20. We're talking about a playset of this, we're talking $20. We're talking $20. We're talking $40, $45. I mean, a playset of Cats for 60 a pop, that's almost 250 bucks, man. Like, if you have these cards and you're not using them, like I said, that's what this whole video is about. I think this is the time to move them. You know, figure out what you're playing for 07 and maybe the starting part of 08, because I know we get 08 in September. The reprint set isn't until November, but I would imagine that you're going to play something in 07 that you can possibly transition to in 08 with. So maybe pick your color now, get rid of your bulk, your excess cards, then stick with that. You know, maybe pick up one fun deck just to have something else to toss around with. But I do think a lot of these cards need to go. They need to kick the bucket. We need to flood the market and let the prices go down. And Kaku's one of those cards. This has been on the rise, though, because Lucci is a good deck in 07 and still in 08 in the OCG right now. So if you have Kaku's, this might be the time to move them while they're still at $5-6 bucks. Or you could hold them, wait, see if it starts performing like crazy here, then this card will see even more of a rise. So that's kind of your gamble if you want to take that. Same with Isho. This card has also seen the same thing. People are starting to play this in multiple black decks in 07, just to get that extra hand rip, extra minus cost on the field. Big body, just a good card all around. These are about $3 a piece. You know, you probably have a bunch of these sitting in your binder because you opened a bunch of 03 and you kept pulling this guy, and he just wasn't that great for that long. So about $4 there. Now this one is one I don't necessarily think you should be moving. I think you should be picking this one up. Charlotte Parasparrow. I wanted to save this for middle of the video just because I know people like to skip around these videos a lot, but this card is really, really cheap right now and is always played in Cat, and I believe we'll see some play in Pudding, and these are only $2 a piece. If we look at this one-year graph, Parasparrows were $12 and $10 at one point, $5, $6. I mean, they've been all over the place, and this is one of those cards that is so cheap right now, you could definitely pick up a bunch of them. If we look at the sales data, it looks like people have been eating them up off the market for cheap lately. So I definitely think this is one you should be picking up. Next, we got Sabo, and that is, don't look at this. Jambloids keeps popping up. I think he's just got a bunch of stuff he's trying to move. But lowest is $18.50. So if you're not playing your Sabos, might as well get some money out of them, because Black Yellow Luffy is a good deck next set, and they also play this in Lucci a little bit, still played in Moria. Definitely a card that will be played for a while, but is also one of those cards that I believe will be getting a reprint. Rosinante, I do think this will get a reprint as well. We know that there are 8 secret rares confirmed as reprints in the One Piece the best set, and I think they're going to leave a couple of the bad ones out. I think, like I said, I think they're going to reprint cards from the start of the game up to 05 and nothing before, or, well, I guess technically there isn't anything before, but nothing after that. And hear me out. We have a couple of really bad secret rares in between that time, and 3 of those being Vivi, Uta, and I'm blanking on the last one. Oh, shoot. I can't remember, but even just those 2, leaving those out, that leaves 8 secret rares left. And Rosinante sees some play in Bonnie lists next set and has seen a rise in price. You know, these were like $2 for the longest. Bonnie and Bonnie Hype, and like they're now a solid $8-9. So if you have these, I would recommend moving them. We have Yamato, and this one is sadly on the decline. I love this card, but it's always been like $5-6, you know. Really strong card, and I definitely think it'll get a reprint. Like I said, I believe that they're going to hit a lot of supers from 01 all the way to 05. Some stuff from structure decks that needs reprints, and a bunch of uncommons, rares, and just your good cards. Cards that somebody can go buy a box of this set, get a bunch of good cards out of, pick up one of those new structure decks, put it together, and have a decent, competent deck. Missile Sunday. I talked about this on the last video. This one is was like $5 last week when we talked about her, but now she is going down back to about 4. So I do think you can still get some value out of these. Doflamingo. This is another that we have confirmed reprint. We know this is getting a reprint, and I believe that was announced around here, and we saw that decrease. A lot of decks just stopped running this lately, but it's a great card. Still has a couple dollars value in it. Definitely worth moving. Sanji, this is another one that I talked about not too long ago. I think is worth picking up if you can get them for about $3 a piece. We've seen Sanji at the highest $10 and has always had a couple dollars on his head. I think that this is a great card. It's played in many yellow decks, and definitely is one of those cards that I could see going back up again. But like I said, you'd have to find the right time for that. Monkey D. Luffy, secret rare, $9. Yeah, $9, not too bad. I definitely think this will get a reprint. It's a great card. Doesn't see play in very many decks at all. Only about 2. Purple Luffy, maybe. And most of the time it's red purple Luffy playing this. Very good card. I think it just needs a better home. And yeah, I mean, $10 a pop. I know I pulled a lot of these things. Kids, I'm surprised these are on the decrease right now, because Law is so hot right now. I'm kind of surprised that these are like $4 or $5. I imagine these would be higher, but you know, can't be right about everything, right? Kaido, this has seen a little bit of an increase if we look at more recently, but if you look at the year, it's only gone up like $1 or $2. Definitely believe this one will get a reprint as well. Just a good solid secret rare that played in a lot of blue decks. Rebecca, another crazy good card. Seen consistent play since her release, and definitely will be getting a reprint in my mind. And then lastly, Rob Lucci, the perfect partner for Rebecca. Definitely in my mind going to get a reprint. And I know we didn't touch on anything structure deck related. We only really touched on cards from main sets, but we can look at structure deck cards next week maybe. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. Don't miss out on other Market Watch Mondays. Make sure to go check out Dueling Guard's new One Piece collection, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Market Watch Mondays. Peace.